The Treksperts quiz would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which this show is created. We pay our respects to elders past and present and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people today.
Double T Media.
You're listening to BQN. Assimilate the audio.
Welcome back, dear listeners and viewers, to the Treksperts quiz, a Double T Media production here on the BQN network of podcasts. Ooh. This is the spooky Star Trek-inspired trivia game show podcast where each week we put a bunch of self-proclaimed Star Trek experts, or Treksperts as they like to call themselves, into a head-to-head battle for nerd supremacy in order to bring glory to themselves and their houses. I am your host, the spine-chilling Davy Willett, and I go by the pronouns he and him, and it is my pleasure to have you join me on this bone-curdling, crunching journey of Star Trek knowledge today. It's Halloween, something I don't normally give a shit about in this part of the world, but everywhere else does, so we're doing a Halloween episode. And before we meet our contestants, I'd like to introduce long-term fan and family member of the show, Fred Flintstone, also known as Sam Johnson. Sam, welcome back.
Yabba dabba doo, always glad to be here.
Oh, good. I'm going to stop doing that voice now. That's going to kill me if I keep doing that. Hey, buddy. Good to see you again.
Great to be here.
Fred Flintstone as a Halloween thing. Let's unpack that, shall we?
As a former paleontologist, I felt like dressing what I dig up.
We're going to meet the first of our two spooky Treksperts today. Let's engage, or energize, I should say, the terrifying transporter. From On This Stardate podcast, it is Bryan. Bryan, welcome to the Treksperts quiz.
Thank you for having me. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can see that now. And for Halloween, I'm going to be what I've been for the last 2 years, a Vulcan.
A Vulcan? Like, are we talking like a zombie Vulcan or just a plain old Vulcan?
Just a plain old Vulcan, Fits perfectly into working at a bank.
Yeah, I can see that link. Well, it is great to have you here for our Spooky Fest, and we are going to meet your competitor. From the TNF Podcast and the Hell's Heart Merch Co., it's Jay. Jay, welcome to the Treksperts quiz.
Kapla.
Kapla indeed. Welcome. Tell us, what are you going as for Halloween?
Well, right now I've got my Star Trek red shirt that I'm donning, but I'm a big fan of the Friday the 13th franchise, so I plan on going as fake Jason from Friday the 13th Part 5, also known as Roy, and gonna scare the shit out of a lot of people. It'll be fun.
Fabulous. So that's what it's all about. I'm not really going as anything, as I kind of said off camera or off recording. Halloween is not real. I mean, it is a thing here in Australia because of American television. It's become more popular in recent years, but growing up for me, it was just a time when The Simpsons would release another Treehouse of Horror. But it's, look, the kids are into it these days, and that's fine. But would you know that there is actually quite a lot of spooky Star Trek episodes out there? And I actually found that when you look it up, there's somewhere between 20 and 30 episodes that would say in their rating that they contain horror themes. So we've created a quiz for both of you today, which is based on all of the scary episodes in Star Trek. Do either of you, Brian, I'll start with you, do you have a favorite scary episode of Star Trek?
It's going to have to be between the original series and the campy Cat's Paw. Or it would have to be also Genesis in Star Trek The Next Generation, where they all de-evolve.
Excellent. We may have a question or two somewhere in there about those episodes. I don't know. Jay, what about you? Have you got a favorite spooky episode?
Well, since I mentioned I'm a fan of the Friday the 13th franchise, I just recently, and DS9 is my favorite Star Trek series, I just recently rewatched Empok Nor, and that plays out like a cheesy 80s slasher. It's so awesome. I like it a lot.
Fabulous choice. Well, it sounds like you both know your stuff, so we're going to dive straight into the first round.
Spooky General Knowledge Round.
All right, we've got 9 questions, which are just going to be random questions from all the spooky episodes I could find. A big special thanks to MC Frodus from Strange New Pod for giving me this list of episodes, which saved me a lot of time in my research. All right, I'm going to get you both to put your hands or fingers on your buzzers and get ready to play the Treksperts quiz. Question 1. In the TNG episode Night Terrors, the Enterprise gets trapped in what type of rift?
Let's see. Jay.
Is it a temporal rift?
Incorrect.
I'm afraid not. It had a particular name. Brian, you get a free shot at the answer.
I believe it's called a Tychon's Rift.
Verified.
Correct. 1 point to Brian. Straight out of the gate. Well done. All right. Second question. What is the name of the colony in Sub Rosa? Ooh. Nope, I'm seeing a lot of confused faces. All right.
Unable to comply.
It was called the Caldos Colony. The Caldos Colony. Deary, deary me.
All I remember is they all had weird Irish accents.
It is. And then we got this wonderful moment, which was Beverly shouting, "Leave her alone!" I just love any excuse to use that. All right. No one got that one, but let's jump into question 3. In Wolf in the Fold, Scotty is accused of killing a blank in a nightclub.
Hey,
Brian.
I believe it's a dancer.
Verified.
That is correct. An exotic dancer, to be specific. But it was a dancer. It was Star Trek's own version of The Hangover. All right. Next question. Why did Picard and Data have to leave the ship in the episode Genesis?
Jay.
It's because everyone was de-evolving.
Incorrect.
That's not why they left the ship. It was very much what was happening when they got back, but there was a particular mission they had to go on. Brian, throw it open to you. Do you know why they left the ship?
If memory serves me correctly, was it to catch a probe that went adrift or something like that?
I'm gonna...
Data insufficient.
It's not quite right. Now, the correct answer is to fetch a rogue torpedo. Sam, I don't think that's close enough. It's close, but I don't think it cuts it. What about you?
Same launching mechanism, though. So I mean, technically, he's correct in a scientific way. So I'm up for giving him half a point.
It's up to you. That's up to you. I mean, he doesn't need it at the moment, but sure, that's fine.
Yeah, he seems nice. I'll give him the half point.
He seems nice.
No.
Dear. All right, the next one. This one might be one that Jay might get, given the fact that we just talked about this episode. In Empok Nor, the regimental badge of a Cardassian soldier is found with a motto that translates to what?
Jay.
Death to all.
Verified.
That is correct. First point, mate.
Yes.
Well done. Well done. All right. The next one. So, in the episode Schisms, what part of Riker's body had been surgically removed and reattached?
Bryan.
Was it his arm?
Verified.
It was indeed his arm. Well done. Well done. 1 point. Okay. So, question 7 of 9. Now, this is going to be... this one's a bit of a stretch to try and get people to think of, but there's 4 points available in question 7 of 9. Now, I've mentioned a stack of TNG episodes already that have horror themes. What 4 other episodes in TNG do you think may have contained horror themes? So far, I've mentioned Night Terrors, Sub Rosa, and Schisms. Guesses are welcome.
Jay.
Well, I know I can name at least 2, so I'm gonna go with that. I would say Best of Both Worlds has some pretty horrific themes to it. And I can't think of the name of the episode, but it scared the shit out of me as a kid. It was when Beverly Crusher's dead grandmother pops out of the casket and zaps Geordi, and that scared the shit out of me, like legitimately. But 2 more. Juhu and Measure of a Man.
Incorrect.
Now, Sub Rosa is the name of the episode with Beverly's grandmother, which we've already mentioned. And Best of Both Worlds did not come up in the research. So, unfortunately, no points there for you, Jay. Bryan, are there 4 episodes you'd like to throw out there?
I would say Frame of Mind. I would say that has a bit of a horrific element, more of a psychological thriller element.
Yep.
And Conspiracy.
Yep.
And, well, we mentioned the booby trap earlier, didn't we?
Oh, booby trap didn't come up in my research, but good one. Good one.
Okay. So we already said Genesis and Sub Rosa. Depending on how you look at, no, I'm not going to say that, the pilot. But no, those are my 3.
Okay. So you are correct with Conspiracy and Frame of Mind. They definitely came up on the list. The other 2 I was looking for were Phantasms, and Remember Me shows up as a Halloween-ish kind of episode because I don't know, Gates McFadden doing her own stunts was scary to people. I don't know, but anyway, it's actually one of my favorite episodes. But
yeah,
so that's
there was something wrong with the universe, not with her.
Yeah. All right, so we are on to the second last question of this round. What was the name of the psychotic leader in the simulated environment in the Voyager episode The Thaw? Do you know the episode that I'm talking about? No?
Unable to comply.
Oh, Jay, you got in just in time.
It was Michael McKean. I know that. He played that's the actor. I know that much, but I can't think of what his
Do you know
name
what
was.
the character's name was? It's very simple. So
Incorrect.
He's a clown. I know that much. He's like a clown or something, right?
So would you like to enter that
I don't
as
know.
would you like to enter that as your answer?
Sure.
Verified.
Correct. He was just called the clown. Well done.
Incredible.
There
Wow.
was a nice like thought process to unpack that. So I'm glad we all got there in the end. All right. Final question for your general knowledge round. The Enterprise is on its way to which planet at the beginning of Conspiracy? Brian, it's in his head. He can. 5. Oop.
Jay?
Jupiter.
Incorrect.
I am afraid not. I'm afraid not. Brian, free guess.
I just know that they arrived at a planet, another cave planet. That's all I remember about that.
Oh dear. Funny to anyone who's watched Lower Decks this week. But
Incorrect.
Pacifica was the name of the planet they were headed for. Pacifica. All right. That brings us to the end of our spooky general knowledge round. Sam, can we get a score update?
Yeah, honestly, it's pretty close. So Brian is at 5.5, cruising along at the speed of the NX class Enterprise. And Jay's coming in right behind it, too.
Well done. It deserves a Bajoran clap. All right, we're going to dive straight into your second round, which is the scary name the episode round.
Round 2. Name the scary episode.
Now, this round, I'm going to read out for you the summary or synopsis of an episode, which I've just pulled right off IMDb and Memory Alpha. And you have to tell me which episode, the name of the episode I am reading you the synopsis for. Pretty simple. All horror episodes, all ones that we have not had as of yet. They pretty much span anything from TOS up until Enterprise, because that sort of seemed to be both of your strong points from your pre-show questionnaires. All right, back on the buzzers. Let's get ready for the first one. Upon returning from a mission to the Parada system, O'Brien begins to notice the crew acting strangely around him and suspects there may be some unknown influence at work. Is it ringing a bell?
Jay?
I just watched it too. God. Nah, I got nothing.
Unable to comply.
All good.
Damn it.
Brian.
I'm with Jay on this one. I also watched it recently and could tell you about the episode, but not the title.
That's all good. The episode is called Whispers. All right. Your next one. Neelix engages the 4 X-Borg children in a ghost story to keep them calm during a ship-wide power shutdown.
Jay?
The Haunting of Deck 12.
Verified.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done. Dear, creepy Uncle Neil gathering the kids around a campfire. Okay. So your next one. The Enterprise is sent to a mining colony that is being terrorized by a mysterious monster, only to find that the situation is not that simple.
Bryan.
Devil in the Dark.
Verified.
It is indeed the Devil in the Dark. Well done. Next one. A slight respite seems to be in order, but some mysterious force is affecting the very fabric of Voyager itself. To solve the mystery, the crew must retrace their steps to see what went wrong. I mean, it sounds like it could be any Voyager episode, really. Slight respite seems to be in order, but some mysterious force is affecting the very fabric of Voyager itself. To solve the mystery, the crew must retrace their steps to see what went wrong. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Unable to comply.
Course Oblivion, which is the one where they find out that they're copies of the actual Voyager crew and they're trying to get back to the original planet and they're all melting on their way. Yep. All right, next one. An alien entity has possessed Keiko's body and is holding it hostage. Do you know the episode? Keiko's being held hostage. She starts trying to get O'Brien to do stuff. Kinky stuff. No, just kidding.
Bryan.
Is it power play?
Incorrect.
It is not. It is not. Jay, she's not actually trying to get him to do kinky stuff, by the way. I made that apart.
Oh, no. It would have been more interesting.
Yeah. Jay, do you know what episode that is?
I got nothing. Nah.
Unable to comply.
Whoa, these are tough, hey? The Assignment was the name of that episode. All right, next one. Travel through a toxic nebula puts nearly all the Voyager crew in stasis, restricts the Doctor to sickbay, and degrades the ship's system and leaves Seven solely in charge. Episode titles are not our strong point. It's alright, there'll be thinking music playing over this in the edit. Or I can just do this one. Oh. No, never mind. Those aren't working.
Unable to comply.
So, the answer is 1. 1 is the name of the episode. So for your question 7 of 9, there's only one episode title I'm looking here for, but it's a tricky one. So I'm going to give you 2 points if you can tell me the only episode of the animated series considered to have horror themes. No one's done a rewatch of the animated series? Come on, it just turned 50.
I haven't even finished the animated series, I'm not gonna lie.
I don't think I've watched them all either, no.
No, I haven't either.
I just saw it, but I couldn't tell you the.
The episode is called The Magics of Magus 2. The only episode considered to have horror themes. All right, we've got 2 more. Now, we've only had 2 correct answers so far this round. So we're making records. All right. Second last one. Enterprise seeks repairs from their encounters with the Romulans, when they stop at a desolate but idyllic repair station. But all is not what it seems when Mayweather is suddenly found dead. Enterprise is always trickier to remember episode titles, I think.
Unable to comply.
Computer.
Tell you
input.
anything that happened in the episode.
So the name of the episode was Dead Stop. All right. And the last one. This one I think maybe you might get. With Captain Kirk and the derelict USS Defiant apparently lost, the Enterprise grapples with an insanity-causing plague. Which episode did Kirk find the Defiant?
Bryan.
Man, was it called The Naked Time?
Oh,
Incorrect.
one of my favorite episodes, but not the one I'm looking for. It is an iconic episode though, both the Naked Time and the episode title that we are looking for. Jay, Captain Kirk and the derelict USS Defiant apparently are lost, and the Enterprise grapples with an insanity. What do we got, Jay?
Is it the Doomsday Machine?
Oh,
Negative.
no, that wasn't the USS Defiant. I can't remember the name of the ship that was. I think it was the USS Constellation. The USS Defiant was in the Folian Web.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So, look, it's all good. Episode titles are not for everyone. You're obviously all just a little stunned with fear at how horrifying all these episodes are. But anyway, Sam, score update at the end of round 2.
Well, honestly, not much movement, but Jay is sitting at 3 and Bryan is sitting at 6.5.
Well done. Well done. It's a narrow lead, so it's still anyone's game. Round 3. Round 3, a very popular round here on the Treksperts quiz. It's the terrifying Who Said It round.
The terrifying Who Said It round.
So each question here is worth 2 points. 2 points. I'm going to read out a quote. You can get a point if you can tell me who said it, and you can get a bonus point if you know what episode it's from. Given how the last round went, we might get more of the former than the latter, but that's fine. All right, hands back on buzzers. Let's play the terrifying Who Said It round. First quote. Look, if you're so determined to keep me here until you find something wrong with me, I'll see if I can't grow you a hangnail.
Jay.
That sounds like a Dr. McCoy.
Incorrect.
It is not Dr. McCoy.
No!
Bryan.
I'm thinking Chief O'Brien.
Verified.
It was O'Brien. I'm going to throw in there that all the episodes that I'm referring to are episodes we've already talked about. If that helps make it easier. I should have mentioned that before. Do you know what episode O'Brien said that in? No? Okay. It was from the episode Whispers. So O'Brien said that in Whispers. All right. Second quote. This is a little souvenir I picked up from Magus 3. That was setting number 1. Anyone want to see setting number 2?
Jay.
Neelix?
Incorrect.
Close though. In a weird way. It wasn't Neelix. Bryan, who do you think that was?
Guinan.
Verified.
Correct. It was Guinan. Do you know what episode that Guinan said that in?
No.
No. Okay. The episode was Night Terrors. Yeah, Neelix was kind of close in the sense that they both work in the bar. So, all right. Your third one. We seek peaceful coexistence. That was pretty good. I was pretty impressed with that.
That was really good.
Who said it? What episode?
Jay.
Was it Troy?
It was not.
Incorrect.
It was not
Damn
Troy.
it. Thought that was the one where they got they get their minds taken over or something like that. No.
I mean, that happens a lot, but
It could be one of many episodes. Yeah, sure.
Brian, we seek peaceful coexistence.
It's on the tip of my tongue, but I'm drawing a blank.
All good.
Unable to comply.
That was Commander Remick in the episode Conspiracy. Brian always has these like aha moments. He's like, of course it was. Of course it was. All right. Next one. I've got some stuff that would tranquilize an active volcano.
Ryan.
Dr. McCoy.
Verified.
Totally, Dr. McCoy. Yes. Do you know what episode
Damn it.
that's
Now
from?
you got the Dr. McCoy question. He's like my dad, like my role model, you know?
He's amazing. He's one of my favorites. I believe it was in Devil in the Dark.
Negative.
It was not in Devil in the Dark, so you get 1 point. But I will, because Jay hasn't buzzed in yet. Jay, I will let you have a go at guessing what episode that is.
Well, and we just mentioned it. Was it? Oh, I can't even remember if it was it Wolf in the Fold.
Verified.
Correct, it was Wolf in the
All
Fold.
right,
1
yeah.
point each. Well done, well done. Next one. Felis catus. Is your taxonomic nomenclature an endothermic quadruped? Carnivorous by nature. Your visual, olfactory, and auditory senses contribute to your...
Brian.
Schisms.
Yes, it is schisms. And who said it?
Verified.
Data.
Verified.
Well done. It was Data, and well done to Sam or Fred there for getting the dogs and the cats under control just then, because it looked like it was quite chaotic. All right, well done. 2 points, 2 points. I'm very proud of myself for being able to pronounce all of those really long words just then without stumbling. All right. Next one. Lately, I've noticed everyone seems to trust me. It's quite unnerving. I'm still trying to get used to it. Next thing I know...
Jay.
It was Garrick, and it was an Empok Nor.
Verified.
There we go. Now they're warmed up. They're warmed up.
Yeah.
All right, that's 2 points for that one. Okay, so for your question 7 of 9, I'm going to read out one long quote, which is a mishmash of 3 different quotes. All I'm looking... 4 different quotes, I should say. No, it is 3. It's 3. It's definitely 3. I don't know what I'm doing. It's 3. So I'm going to read these out and then buzz in if you can tell me which characters you think I'm quoting. Since you are playing this tape, we will assume that I am dead. But don't worry about me, Chief. My lips are sealed. Nobody will get anything out of me, not even my name. Not even my very trustworthy face. Which 3 characters could I be quoting there? I'll read it again. Since you are playing this tape, we will assume that I am dead. But don't worry about me, Chief. My lips are sealed. Nobody will get anything out of me, not even my very trustworthy face.
Davey, I think you forgot to unlock the buzzer.
Whoops. Anyone want to buzz in and guess which 3 characters they were? Not even any guesses? Nope. Oh.
Bryan.
I'll take a stab at it and say it's Garrick.
There is no Garrick in there, I'm afraid. Jay, do you want to have a guess at what 3 characters I could have just been quoting?
Eric was going to be my guess, actually. Chief, well, obviously he's talking to O'Brien, so it's got to be some DS9 characters. Quark, Bashir, and Dax. I don't know.
Incorrect.
Wrong on all counts, I'm afraid. So the first one, since you were playing this tape, we will assume that I am dead is from Kirk, it's from the Folium Web. Don't worry about me, Chief. My lips are sealed. Nobody will get anything out of me. Is Rom from the episode The Assignment.
Close.
And very trustworthy face is the Doctor from the episode The Thaw. All good, all good. That was a bit of a tough one. You've got 2 more quotes to go. All right, second last one. I'm telling you, we rely way too much on 24th century technology, Captain. You give me a window and a sextant, and I'll guarantee you I'll get you where you want to go. Who would say something like that?
Jay.
That sounds like Chief O'Brien.
Incorrect.
Afraid not. Afraid not.
Oh, I know it. I remembered it. Shit.
Bryan?
Jay and I had the same guess.
Okay. Oh, good. Oh, good. It was...
I know who it is.
Who do you think
Can
it
I
was?
can I guess even if I don't get a point? It was Tom Paris.
It was Tom Paris. It was in the
son of a
Deck
bitch.
12. All right, last one. He transformed into a spider, and now he has a disease named after him.
Ryan.
Dr. Crusher, Genesis.
Verified.
Well done. 2 points there to Bryan. Congratulations. The quotes can be a tough round, but you both did really well because it's actually quite rare that we get quite a few double up correct answers there. So people either usually know one or the other. They rarely get both of them at the same time. So congratulations. Now, we picked up a few more points there, Sam. Going into Warp, where are we sitting?
Well, I hate to say it, but it looks like Jay might have hit a quantum rift because he's hovering right at 6. But Bryan's pulling ahead. His ship must be named the USS Vengeance because he's at 13.5.
Son of a bitch.
I love that you just come up with that at random. That's great. That's great.
That's great.
Getting
That's
schooled.
So we are going to see who is really the Trekspert here as we go into Warp. All right, the Warp Speed round is 20 rapid-fire questions. I will ask each question, and if I don't get an answer within a few seconds, within about 5 seconds, I will do this.
Unable to comply.
And I will move on straight away. Same rules as always apply. You do have to buzz in and wait for Sam to prompt you to answer. Hands on buzzers. Let's get ready for Warp. All right, question number 1. The entity responsible for the murder in Wolf in the Fold was called what?
Bryan.
Red Jack.
Verified.
That is correct. Question number 2. What was the name of the other ship that got stuck in the Tychon's Rift?
Bryan.
Vermilion Battlecruiser.
Incorrect.
Afraid not. Jay, do you know that one?
I don't.
It was the USS Britain. What special event takes place during Course Oblivion?
Jay.
Paris and Torres get married.
Verified.
That is
Yeah.
correct. Well done, Jay. Next question. Who keeps escaping stasis during the episode 1?
Unable to comply.
Tom Paris. What is the name of the planet in Devil in the Dark?
Unable to comply.
Yanis 6. Who said this in the episode Conspiracy? Vitamins! They do wonders for the body.
Jay.
That sounds like a really bad Picard, so I was going to guess Picard, but I doubt it's
Incorrect.
Picard. But let's just say Picard. Yeah, okay.
Not Picard, Brian.
I believe it was the Admiral, but I don't remember his name.
Data insufficient.
It was Admiral Gregory Quinn. I love that quote. All right, staying with conspiracy. On what cave planet did Picard have a secret meeting with the other captains?
Unable to comply.
Ditalics B. Question 8. What actually possessed Keiko in the episode The Assignment?
Unable to comply.
Apar Wraith. The Tholian Web was nominated for what type of Emmy?
Jay.
Daytime television.
I'm looking for a category. I should have been more specific. I'm looking for a category, so I'll give you another shot. What category of Emmy was it?
I don't know.
Unable to comply.
Shit, I
I'm
don't
gonna cut
know.
you off. Brian, what category?
Writing?
Do you know what category it might have been?
I believe it was visual effects.
Verified.
It didn't win, but it was nominated.
Oh.
Although the animated series did win an Emmy, which is interesting. All right. What was the name of the devil-like alien in the animated series episode The Magics of Makus 2?
Unable to comply.
Lucian. In the episode The Thaw, how long were the planet's inhabitants supposed to stay in suspended animation?
Unable to
Jay.
comply.
Jay, right on the buzzer, what do you got?
10 minutes.
Incorrect.
I don't know.
Afraid not. It was 15 years. Why didn't the crew trust O'Brien in the episode Whispers?
Unable to comply.
Jay, you can have a shot.
He didn't want to get a physical? Isn't that what it was?
I mean, he didn't want to get a physical. That's not the reason why they didn't trust him.
Oh, okay.
It's because he was a copy or a clone. He wasn't the real O'Brien. Next question, question 13. What color eyes did all the Howard women have?
Brian.
Green.
Verified.
Excellent. What type of cake does Troy get turned into?
Jay.
Chocolate.
Incorrect.
She
No.
does not get turned into a chocolate cake. Do you know what type of cake she gets turned into, Brian?
Cellular peptide cake with mint frosting.
Verified.
Well done, well done.
Oh my god.
Oh, hang on a second there, Davey. I hate to break in here, but it is actually neural peptide cake with mint frosting.
Neuropeptide cake. Okay.
I'd say give him the point though, just that he knew that much. Damn.
I'll take half point. Half point. half point.
Full point. Just
I'm gonna. Actually, he's right. The answer we've written there is wrong. It is cellular peptide cake.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm just hang on. Answering all stop. Let's. You get the point. All right, back into warp. All right, question 15. What is the name of the doctor in Frame of Mind?
Unable to comply.
Cirrus. Oh, you were too late. Sorry, Jay. All right.
I was gonna say Dr. Feelgood, but I don't fucking know.
Question 16. Dr. Robert Carter's wife, Nancy, turns into what type of monster?
Ryan.
A salt-seeking, salt-eating creature.
Verified.
Yes, more popularly known as the salt succubus. Who returns to help save Beverly from the warp bubble?
Bryan.
The Traveler.
Verified.
There we go. We're almost at the end. Question 18. What Romulan device caused the damage to Enterprise that was being repaired in the episode Dead Stop?
Jay.
A disruptor?
Incorrect.
Son of a bitch.
Nope, doesn't know it.
Unable to comply.
It was a mine. Second last. What does a Vidian doctor do to Torres in the episode Faces?
Unable to comply.
Splits her... Oop, too slow.
I was gonna say has copulation with her.
Copulation. That's quite the term too. Yeah.
Well, I didn't want to be so crass, but
I'm gonna yeah. So we're gonna use a very polite word for it, but no, he splits her into Klingon and human halves. All right. So here on the Treksperts quiz, we're well known for getting our contestants to do a little acting, a little impersonation in the final round. So for the final question, you're both going to do an impersonation of just an all-time classic line from a horror episode of TNG. You're both going to give it a go. You're going to give it your all. And then Sam is going to decide who did the best job to award 2 points. You are going to impersonate this.
You're not Nana. Nana's dead.
So, we want a bit of Beverly when she sees Nana and she knows that you're not Nana. Nana's dead. Sam, who should go first?
Ooh, I think Bryan should go first since he's got such that lead there.
Well, Bryan kind of like wriggled forward in his seat just
Yeah.
then. He was like, I'm ready for this. I got this. Bryan, take it away.
So I'm impersonating the line I just heard, right?
Yep. The you're not Nana. Nana's dead.
You're not Nana. Nana's dead.
Wow. Beautiful. Jay, give us your best Bev crush.
all right. You're not Nana. Nana's dead.
Well done.
I'll lose. You might as well just give it to me.
Sam, who was the best Bev crush there?
I gotta say, both of you deserve that Emmy, unlike Tholi and Webb did. So I'm gonna go with Jay because Jay's just perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, and all I can say to that is...
I won't forget. I won't forget any of you.
Now that brings us to the end of our horrific Treksperts quiz. Sam, who is our ultimate freaky Trekspert?
Well, I gotta say, Jay really rolled in there, and like a rock, he got a total of 8 points. Really, really did a great job. But Brian decided to slide down that Brontosaurus into a sweet, sweet 19.5 points.
I mean, I love you, but you're so weird. Brian.
I love the Flintstones. I love the Flintstones reference. I love it.
Brian, well done. Congratulations. That is a great victory. Give us your victory speech. How does it feel?
When my wife gets home, I'm gonna take her by the head and say, "Let's give me the brandy." Oh.
Yeah.
No, that's my best Star Trek impression, by the way. No, I learned that titles were not my strong point, and that I'm really exclusively an original series Next Gen fan, I guess. Those are the ones I remember the most clearly.
Yeah, you were quite strong on TOS, absolutely. And Jay, what about you? Any final words for your competitor?
Well done, sir. That was awesome. I'm turning off my virtual background real quick. Yeah, my stronger points are definitely the original series movies. Like, I've seen those hundreds of times, and when he said we were doing horror themed episodes, I was like, ah, shit. I was like, I'll do my best. I'll give it my all. But my consolation speech actually is I wanted to promote Hell's Heart merch, because we have Star Trek themed fan design shirts here of all
Amazing.
the TOS movies. I'm flashing them all right now. And you can get those at hellsheartmerchco.bigcartel.com. If you like all the original series movies, we got all the shirts there. So please support me so I don't have to eat ramen noodles all the time.
I'm going to buy a shirt, dude.
They're good-looking shirts. And we'll definitely pop the link to that into the show notes as well. And anywhere else where our listeners can find you online as well, Jay. Tell us about TNF Podcast.
So, yeah. TNF Podcast is it's more of a cultural podcast. I come from a hardcore punk rock background, and we typically have a lot of musicians on the show, but we've had a few stand-up comedians, and we had a country musician on there one time. So if you like the long-form interviews, just check out TNF Podcast. There's a really good episode on there with Todd Davis, and it's pretty exclusive to Star Trek, because they did the Shuttle Pod Live event that he hosted. So we geek out about Trek pretty extensively on that episode. So check it out.
Amazing. Check that out, listeners. It sounds fantastic. And Brian, where can our listeners find you?
Find me on Twitter at I am Bryan Cain, as well as on Instagram at I am Bryan Cain. And also in November, we will be returning with new episodes of On This Stardate, and my wife will be joining me on the air as co-host.
Amazing. That sounds great. And Sam, where are you lurking about these days?
Well, actually, I have a Treksperts exclusive for you, Davey. In about a month, I will be launching a new podcast called Anything Goes and Anything Podcast, where me and 3 of my friends will sit down and randomly pick topics out of a hat and talk about anything.
All right, I look forward to that. Excellent. All right, well, let us know more about when that's dropping, and we will definitely do some cross-promotion for you, Sam. That sounds exciting. All right, and for me, and for all the listeners and viewers out there, if you were screaming out episode titles or any of the other questions that our Treksperts today did not get, and you think that you could do better, then please, I urge you to put your latinum where your mouth is. Register to be a contestant on the Treksperts quiz by heading to our website, trekspertsquiz.com. Fill out the form on the bottom of the page, and we will get you on the show. You can also check us out on all the socials. We are on Instagram, X, Facebook, Threads, Blue Sky. You name it, we're on it. By searching for Treksperts Quiz, give us a follow. Probably more active on Instagram these days, though. You can also drop us an email if you like at trekspertsquiz@gmail.com. We welcome all your feedback or just to say hello. That is it for now, though. Make sure you tune in again next week and be sure to leave us a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts from. Hit the thumbs up if you're watching on YouTube. And remember that no matter what you do and no matter where you go, make sure you go boldly. Peace out, live long and prosper.
What shows are on BQN, you ask? Well, here's a rundown of some podcasts you might be interested in. All Good Things, a Star Trek Universe podcast covering all of Trek, hosted by Amy, Mark, Christos, and Kelvin. Bargain Bin Gamer, a YouTube show hosted by Davey, a self-proclaimed gamer who specializes in reviewing and showcasing affordable video games. If you're lost in the Delta Quadrant, check out The Captain's Couch, a Star Trek Voyager podcast hosted by Jeremiah sitting on Janeway's Ready Room couch. Cinema Z, a film discussion and review podcast showcasing films you probably missed but should definitely check out, hosted by Mark, Matt, and Laz. Beam Aboard the Galaxy Class, a Star Trek Next Generation podcast covering all of TNG, hosted by Amy, Joe, Rhea, and Kevin. History with the Zilagis, a snippet of historical events from around the world, hosted by Chrissy and Jason. For the newest Trek coverage, check out Infinite Diversity, hosted by Chrissy and Thad. Test your Trek knowledge with Treksperts Quiz, a Star Trek quiz show hosted and written by Davey. Union Federation, covering all things Star Trek and the Orville, which we all know is really a Star Trek show, hosted by Kyle, Kevin, Amy, and Haley. Spill the Tea with What's the Tea, Bev, a Trek current events and fan interview show hosted by Christos. And for our Patreon members, we have The Hive Mind, BQN's monthly roundtable discussion with hosts and listeners. It's Green, a cornucopia of topics hosted by Mark. and Amy's Math Moments, a quick look at math moments in Star Trek, hosted by Amy. We know you have a choice of podcasts to choose from, and we thank you for listening to BQN. Assimilate the audio.
Double T Media.